Your body will always signal thirst long before diseases develop. But if you don't know these particular ways that dehydration can show up, you'll likely miss what your body is actually asking for. This is day 21 of Get Quenched, 28 days of hydration, 3 weeks in, and I want you to start recognizing all of the subtle signs and symptoms of dehydration, both the early warning signals and the advanced manifestations of thirst. Because when you start to understand that most of what conventional medicine labels as disease or chronic conditions are actually your body's increasingly desperate cries for water and hydration at the intracellular level, then you can start to address the root cause instead of just chasing your tail, suppressing symptoms with medications that often are dehydrators that make the root cause even worse. So I'm doing a YouTube series right now. You can comment root cause for a link to that these ongoing episodes where we dive deeper into specific chronic health conditions and specifically how they are each manifestations of dehydration. But let's start with the early warning signs. So the earliest signs and signals of dehydration in your body that most people ignore. Say hi to Leela, by the way. This is my baby girl. So most people ignore or misinterpret headaches, especially tension headaches and migraines, which happen mostly because your brain tissue, when you're dehydrated, starts actually shrinking away from your skull due to the lack of water. And then there's brain fog, poor concentration, memory issues as a sign of thirst because your neurons, of course, need water to transmit all of their electrical signals. Brain chemistry is only 20% chemical. It is 80% electrical, conducted by your highly conductive CSF, which needs to be well regulated for you to think properly. There's fatigue, low energy because your blood volume is low when you're dehydrated and your cells can't produce ATP efficiently. You need enough hydrogen, mostly from water, to produce ATP efficiently. Constipation because your colon starts absorbing every last drop of water that it can find, leaving your stool hard and hard to pass. Dry skin, of course, we all know this, chapped lips, brittle hair, because your body is rationing whatever limited water it has within your internal organs, rationing them to your internal organs first, prioritizing your survival mechanisms over your integumentary system. There's joint pain and stiffness. There's a whole YouTube video on that on my channel and why that's dehydration. But your cartilage is 80% water, right? So it needs adequate hydration to stay cushioned. There's the also common afternoon energy crashes and sugar cravings because dehydration impairs insulin sensitivity. There's mood swings, anxiety, irritability, because neurotransmitter production requires optimal hydration. Everything requires optimal hydration. There's decreased immune functioning, making you susceptible to every cold and flu that goes around. And it's because this is an aquatic terrain, right? Germ theory is old school. It's time to phase that out. This is an aquarium body, a water matrix. So if any of these early signs are ignored, your water matrix is telling you that it's thirsty in different ways. And if these signs are ignored for months or years, they can progress into what conventional medicine calls chronic disease, right? High blood pressure. Because, of course, over time with dehydration, your body constricts the blood vessels to maintain pressure when the blood volume is low. Or type 2 diabetes. We've got a whole YouTube video coming up on both of these topics, actually, because dehydration impairs the cell signaling. Then there are autoimmune conditions because chronic dehydration creates systemic inflammation and immune dysregulation over time. Chronic kidney disease, of course, because your kidneys can't filter properly without adequate water, and most people are putting really swag poisonous water through their kidneys. Heart disease, we've got, again, a whole YouTube video coming out on that because thickened blood puts a massive strain on your whole cardiovascular system. There's depression because serotonin production requires water, all neurotransmitter production. There's a whole YouTube video coming out on that as well. Just comment root cause if you want to go deeper into any of these. Alzheimer's because dehydration can cause your brain to atrophy. Cancer because dehydrated cells can't maintain their genomic integrity and are more susceptible to mutation. There's a whole beautiful book by Dr. Tom Cowan on water and the new science of cancer. Highly recommend. Also, the study of deuteronomics and water and cancer, highly recommend if you are interested in the dehydration oncology pathway. But Dr. Batman-Gelage documented thousands of cases where people actually reversed all of these conditions just by proper rehydration strategy. And actually the strategies that we have access to now, if you book me for a consultation, are way more advanced than what Dr. Batman-Gelage was using decades ago when water science was still just kind of at the forefront. There have been so many new discoveries in recent years. So today's homework is to take inventory of your own symptoms and what ways your body might be telling you that it's thirsty. It's time to start recognizing your body's cries for thirst for what they are. And if there's a specific condition that you are curious about, you can comment, again, root cause, and just save that playlist in YouTube because I'll be adding new videos every week. We have only 7 days left of the 28 Days of Hydration series, and next month will be all about deepening your relationship to water as a living being. So get ready for next month's series by commenting Communion Workbook to get your paperback follow along journal for that. I don't think I'll be doing 28 days every single day again because it's a lot, but I will definitely be posting regularly about that topic. So you won't want to miss any of the days in your own personal water practice, which is why you want to get that workbook so that you can 5 to 10 minutes a day do those journaling exercises and transform your relationship to the liquid source of life. So I will see you tomorrow, my friends. Until then, be well and be water.